Hi, this video will show you the different things that you see within the Jeeves program and what it does for you in the program. It will show you the things that are the same in each program and that are similar if you are in this case in purchase order, or if you're in item data or in sales order. It will basically not matter. So every program in Jeeves, when you have entered it, you have a list window which shows your latest search results, and you will have a form window which will show you the record that you currently have up in your for your choice. The list window will mark the line blue, the line that you are in at current stage. If I, for example, use next record button here, you will see that it jumps down. So if we start with the form, there are a couple of things, different things in the form. There are a couple of different fields. There are white fields. Those fields are entering fields, or actually they are fields that are connected to the base table of the program that you're currently in. In this case, it's a purchase orders, and I'm standing in the purchase order header. So white fields belongs to the purchase order header. Gray fields are typically connected to another table. In this case, you see that we have the supplier, and the supplier's name is not a part of the purchase order header, but it's a part of this supplier's company. So it's another field connected to, so that is gray fields. Next type of fields is drop downs, for example contacts, and I can click and see all the different contacts on this purchase order. Or for example buyer, here I have more than one, so we can see the different ones. Next type of field is a checkbox, and the checkbox can have three appearances. It can be checked, it can be blank, but it can also, depending on what type of Windows you run and the theme of that Windows, it could be a gray check or it could be a small square. That means that it's not filled in. Like this field is not filled in, but a checkbox, if it's not filled in, then we need to mark it some way, and that is how it's marked. So a yes and no question can basically be answered in three ways. You can answer yes, you can answer no, or you can choose not to answer. And choose not to answer is that one. And that is also called a null value. So, and we have date fields, which is regular date fields. We have date time fields, which is date time. I have connected fields that are right next to each other, like this. Here we have currency, and here we have the rate of that currency. Next type of field is these boxes with the text on it. Those are text blob fields. If I click them, I can write more than one line kind of text. We have function buttons of different kinds. These are built-in functions. For example, copy purchase order, which starts a function that will copy this purchase order. And we have buttons that connect to other programs. In this case, receive deliveries. If I click that one, I will automatically come to another program. So, a Jeeves program can also contain a built-in list, which is a connected program, but with its own list built into the upper program. In this case, it feels a little bit natural that you have the purchase order header and you show the purchase order rows, which is basically another program or node that we call it when it's built in. And you can go that one, and that list is built in, but like every other program, if I double click, I will come to the form for that line. And I can move between those. And you see, in this case, this arrow moves when I move back and forth. There are another type of built-in lists that I want to show you, which if I click on receive deliveries again, I go to the next program, and you see there is a two built-in list with a couple of buttons in the middle. This is called left to right windows. In this case, this one is received already, so we have nothing to receive here. Otherwise, you have the left to receive. You can mark those, move them over, and save, and that means that you have received the quantity. Or you can mark those, move over, change, and save, and then you have your new received inventory. So that is the different kinds of fields that we have. We also have summary fields below some of our lists, which is, for example, purchase value in currency, net weight, order quantity in supplier unit, and stuff like that. So this comes to the next part, which is down here, which are that we call nodes. This is a built-in node, and these are regular nodes. Here you can see, for example, arrival reporting. If this one has been, the routine is used with arrival check before you receive inventory. You have received inventories, and if I click here, I come to the receivable rows, and I can see the received value and stuff like that. Next thing is the button line. The first button is to create a new. If I press, here you see that is a red locker, and that locker is means that it's this one is closed and Jeeves is in search mode. If I want to add, I press this white paper, and then go into a green mode with this green paper, and you see it's all blank and ready to enter new data. If I double click on this one again, if I want to change a record, I pull up the record and I press this open to change or modify. I can modify it, and then I save my modification with the save button. I have a print function. which has different functions for printing and exporting. I will have that in another session. I have an erase button. If I want to clear this window, this form, I can just press that erase button and I will have a clear form and it's going to be closed. This arrow button here is to back a level down. For example, if I go to receive lib, if I double click here and I press this one, I will go back to the place where I was. If I go back enough times, I will go back to my my menu. This search button is to execute searches. So if I search and get more than one hit, the list window will show directly. These two buttons are for creating search conditions. I will have that in another session. These two are for sorting. I will have that in the same as the search and sort session. And these fields are for moving around between the records of my search. This button here is to start a parallel program. If I'm in a purchase order and someone calls and asks me about an item or about the sales order, I can click that one and I get my menu up and I can check a quotation, for example, and it will start the quotation program. If I press escape, I will go back to my previous program, which was the purchase order. This one is connected to document management, which is another session. And this is connected to workflow, which is another session. Okay, thank you.